Hello, hello. It's me, your host, Billy Moore, back again with the Bricks and Banter Show, the show with real talk from the custom Lego community. Today we have the short one, Alex, California compliant.
Hello, thank you for saying it right. Now, so many people who can't just read abbreviations just had a sigh of relief.
Dude, for the longest time, I didn't understand what the name was. I thought it was like
It,
Cacomplient or something. I'm not
dude,
even kidding.
for the longest time, I was about to put like a little abbreviation in the bio, be like, it's CA, but like, I thought people were smarter than that.
The only time I realized what it was like two Brick Fair Virginias ago when I
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
talking with Redacted, and he was like, "Oh, like California compliant, Alex." I'm like, "Oh, California compliant.
Just
Wow."
like, oh, I knew that.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like
yeah.
looking away.
I totally nodded in agreement. Yeah, like I know what you're talking about.
I know exactly who that
Mhm.
is. Just texting me, be like, "Hey, dude, is this CA California?" But like, no, dude, it's calcium compliant.
Oh man.
Oh
All
my
right, so
god.
I mean, we're gonna jump right into it. I
Let's
don't.
do
I
it.
think the podcast will be tainted if we just don't, go straight for the
Wh-
action and talk about your height. So,
Okay,
it's really the elephant in the room, except
it
the
really
elephant
is.
is just an
It's really
ABS
short.
plastic toy on your desk.
It's the smallest elephant you've ever seen in the room. Okay, all right. I'm only gonna be doing it for this podcast because Billy,
Oh,
you are my friend. I see you as the person who really, actually, non-ironically, Billy, for everyone who isn't listening, did get me into posting
that's true.
Lego content. Um, that's but
We could get into that
that
after.
yeah, I definitely
This is the
because
most pressing
that's
issue.
interesting. I am here to answer the
He's here
questions.
to clear his name.
I'm here to clear it, okay, for everyone saying, "Oh, Alex is short. Look at the picture of him in Brooklyn, Virginia, next to Hunter. He's so short." No, no, that was a doctored image. Okay, I'm here to clear
It's
my
fake
name.
news.
Okay, so everyone, listen up. Okay, here's the real height of calcium compliant. My real height is.
Yo,
That's
no.
it. That's it. I'm. It.
That
It is. I'm not lying.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
I just it
You
feels
heard it here
so good to
first.
get it off my chest. I just feel so
From
good
here
now
on
to
out,
talk.
you gotta talk to him nice.
Just
Talk to
you
him
gotta
nice,
be. You
baby.
know what? The rumors are over. That's the truth, and that's
Yeah,
all I'm
I
gonna say
mean,
about that.
maybe your comment section won't be flooded with things about your height from now on.
Or my
Now that
Q
you've
and A.
said,
People have been saying stop dodging the question. Well, you know what? I just decided to take it right in the jaw, and I'm glad I can walk off with
yeah,
minor scratches.
that was really brave of you, actually.
Thank you. Yeah, it took a lot. It really did.
A round of applause from the audience, please. That was
Pat on the back. I'm non-ironically patting myself on the back now.
good
That
job. Good
that
job.
that might put me in Time Person of the Year. I just want to let that be known.
I mean, people have gotten it for less, so
That's so true.
that's not
Oh,
an actual diss to anybody. I have no
it's
idea who's
not
gotten time.
Albert Einstein. We are not memeing. We're just being honest.
You know,
Oh.
he discovered like molecules and stuff. That's
Yeah,
basically
but come on. I
Alex.
mean, I was not expecting to be attacked as much as I was. When you said I want to have you on the podcast to discuss your height, I wasn't expecting it to be an intervention.
This is what you call
Oh,
that?
it sure feels like it. Oh
See,
man, oh
it's
man.
I'm gonna cut out this little bit, but it's nice having no pressure to try and segue it quickly into
Oh,
something
it's
else,
just
knowing I'm gonna.
it's so good that it just happens now. I'm glad we don't have like a structure because I feel like with you and me, just because like, come on, we're like best buds like at this
Yeah,
point, like
absolutely.
just having a structure would just feel so fake, and I think people could realize
I
it's
might actually
fake.
just keep this bit in. We'll see what happens.
We got to see what Billy's third person in the basement is, his video editor now. I just if
It's
this is
just some
kept in.
dude in India on Fiverr.
He's like, what am I doing here? He's like, hey man, welcome to the party, bud. The ham sandwiches are in the broken fridge. Oh my
Watch
god,
out!
it's
On a
just.
bad rain, it floods.
Make sure you get to higher ground, but just know that corner is mine. I spent many years being able to reach up there. You don't get to touch it. Isn't there like we have like a whole pet squid or something in your basement? Like
There was
we need
at
to
one
have
point
like
there
a
was a kraken.
yeah. There's a kraken. There's a squid. Like we need a whole like anthology
The lore
series.
is deep.
Yeah, seriously. Like forget the
I mean,
the
speaking of the
Discord
deep lore, Alex was telling me just before the podcast that he's disappointed that there's no fan fiction. So if
Oh
anyone has a
yes,
real writing
yes.
talent or fan art ability, we would
Please.
love to see some Billy Alex fan fiction
And
of
I
any
just want it to
kind.
be known the
If
prize.
it's graphic, that's even better.
Yes, please. I can't read very well. The pictures help. But I just want it to be I want it to be known that whoever has the best fan fiction will be getting a prize from me. It's just, don't
I'll
expect it coming anytime soon. You can ask all the people in the mod contest about that. Ugh.
I wasn't even going to address it to put you on blast, but we
I
might as
think
well.
I'm gonna put myself on self blast. I just want it to be known, all the people that did win the contest, I do have you in mind every single time I mod. It's just like
And he makes the decision every time he mods to not do it.
I look, it's a quick second. I'm like, should I do it? Nah. it's always nah next week. And but I do want it to be known that I do have you guys in mind. I do feel bad that I haven't responded. Like I actually do feel guilty.
Yo, I wish this was a real, like, actual video element to this, so we could see you putting in that fake tier.
See
the
me
fake
writing,
tier.
just reading my script. Yes, mention you feel bad. No, but for real though,
Done up hair and only wearing a hoodie to be like relatable. You're
fake
like,
tears in my eyes, like you
I'm
say.
so
Just be
sorry.
like, just do what Deji recently did with his apology video to his brother, and make sure I have a paid promotion in there. And this video is sponsored by whoever is willing to risk that for me. But on a more serious note, because Billy and I, we do love joking about this. I do apologize for not getting prizes out. I promise you will get them. Just please be patient, because I don't know when. But I want to thank everyone for participating. I think just the massive amount of people that came out was really inspiring, because I feel, in my personal opinion, that contests in the community are very stagnant as just a general thing, which isn't a bad thing. It's just, I think in the modding community, originality is your strongest point. So I really want to thank everyone for, all the effort they put in, just willing to come out there and compete. And trust me, it was actually really hard to decide. I think I even messaged Billy a couple times just to get his opinion on stuff. Just to make
because
sure
I
that
automatically disqualified myself making up into my own tier.
Billy, I did place. Yeah, I do appreciate Billy just going the whole way and putting himself in a whole new tier. He would have won. He really would have won. But the fact that he went out there, just it shows that you can have a good time with the contest.
It was
and
worth it
still
just to
not
annoy
win.
you.
Trust me, you have no idea how I laughed so hard, and
I'll
I was
take
like,
the
"You're
L."
going in your own like it just, and it shows, like you don't have to win a contest to have a good time. It sounds sappy, but like
No,
it
it's
really
so
is
true.
just participating that
No matter what,
counts.
like when you join a contest, you're just really pushing yourself. Even if you don't consciously think like, oh, I'm gonna like push it to the next level or something. You're always
Exactly.
just that small bit of competition is such a motivator and really brings out some creativity in people. It's great.
100%. Oh, damn, hold on. We gotta take a sneeze break.
Sneeze break.
Yeah, bro.
Damn, I ain't
sneeze.
cutting it. We're making Alex ASMR right there.
It just went away. I'll let you know when it's coming back. As soon as it hit sneeze
Oh,
break, it
that's
was
so
like, all right, I'm
terrible.
out. I hate it so. Just punch yourself in the face, like make it come back. Just be like, you're not going anywhere.
Get back here.
Get back here. Oh my god.
There's like 5 other conversations that could have came up at this point.
We're bobbing and weaving.
We're
Just like the
riffing.
question
We're
about
doing
the
it
hype.
live.
We're doing it live.
The
I just want it to be known, this is the first time Billy has gone on podcast and it hasn't been staged. So all the people that came before, you were dealing with a script.
That's so BS.
I just wanted to be known, we did it live.
We did it live.
Oh my god.
We mentioned just at the beginning of the podcast, and I think if we don't touch on it, people will be pissy. Because I
Yeah.
hate that when I'm listening to a podcast and something's mentioned and it's never brought up again. They're like, oh yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get that. We'll totally get back to that. And they
That just
did.
never. Next episode, you gotta tune in next time.
But about me getting you into posting, I
Yeah,
don't even
yeah.
remember what year that was,
Dude,
but
oh
that was
my God.
so far back.
It was, which is
It was
crazy
a Brick World
because-
Chicago for sure.
Yes, yeah,
I
which
think it was. I don't
think
know if it could be.
2014.
That's the year
That's
I had
where
in my
I
mind.
have it.
Yeah, 2014.
I definitely feel like it was 2014.
So we'll go with that. 2014.
And yeah, anyway, but just to get the whole origin story of
How old
Billiam
were we
and I.
then? We were like 14.
I was 14. So anyway, just to get the whole backstory of how I ended up in the basement. Billy and I had.
I was gonna
met,
make a terrible
uh,
joke. I was gonna say
you
I've
gotta
been,
do it.
I've been grooming you this whole time.
No.
Coming out on
Oh,
the podcast
no.
like Drake.
Look. Yeah, Billy has a kid, by the way. Just since we're all getting it out. Billy is the Drake of this community. He's got a kid he doesn't want to talk about. It's me. It's me.
Holy
Um.
shit! Aldera's
Anyway.
gonna make a diss track on me.
Bro, you know it's over in the community when Aldera hits a diss track. You just gotta disconnect. Oh my
Oh
god,
no!
dude. Bro, I'd do a feature. I'd be a feature on that diss track just to get your blood boiling. I just want all the listeners to know, like, staying on topic is just gonna be like me making contest prizes. It's probably not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. But anyway, to go to try and weave ourselves back into the original question. Yes, Billy. I know it was a Brickworld Chicago, and I
Uh,
think what was
if we
so
both had the
funny to
year
me.
14,
I'm pretty
we'll
sure.
just call
I
it
think it
Brickroll
was
Chicago
because
14.
the whole thing it started. Billy and I hadn't actually formally met. Like we didn't meet. Like
We basically neither of us had like an online presence. Him literally zero. I
no,
was
no, no,
on
no, no.
Flickr just like stalking
Like
people.
actually, this is which is funny to me. Billy's being Billy. He's being nice. No, he had a following. Because I remember exactly like how we met. It was they were doing a panel at Brickworld, and it was actually about Flickr. It was about Lego accounts on the internet and how to post your content.
Really?
And I remember you like I think towards the end of it, like you literally stood up and you're like, "Hi guys, my name's Billy Moore for I have a Flickr account, and I just want I think you weren't like officially advertising it, but you were basically saying like, yeah guys, I'm on Flickr and this is like the way to go." And I remember what was so funny was from my memory, because I was thinking about this a lot since I knew I was going to be on the podcast. I was like thinking like, how did we meet?
Hmm.
And the way that we had met actually was after the panel. A lot of people were like going up to you and they were like introducing themselves, like a whole meet and greet of other people on
I don't even
Flickr.
remember that.
Dude,
I
like I don't
remember the
even know how.
panel. The panel I do
Yeah,
recall. I don't
I don't
recall
even
anything
remember.
past that.
I don't even know how I remember this. Like, you know how my memory is. Like, I'd be
Yeah.
posting like stuff in the group chat like 2 hours after it happened. Be like, guys, look at this. I don't know how it's happening. This is like a weird moment.
Damn, I just had
But
that big of an effect on you.
I mean, I've been down here for a while, so like, you gotta keep this. You gotta retrace the steps to keep sane. But I remember a lot of people were coming up to you and they were introducing yourself, and I was like, I wanted to meet you, because you're like a celebrity,
That's
which
so
is funny.
cap.
Which
That's
is
such
funny to
cap.
say. Now.
That's
No,
such
it's not.
cap.
It is not. You wish. No, no, no. Whoever's listening to this, Billy's capping, bro.
I
You
couldn't
need
have
to cop him
possibly had more
cappy.
than 100 followers on Flickr at the time.
Well, I don't know. I mean, but then again, 100 followers back in that day was a lot.
No.
Like really?
Oh,
Cap. I mean, like,
yeah, I guess because I
dude,
only have like
remember, like,
700 now.
yeah, like I remember. Again,
Hold on, I
tangent.
gotta go to my Flickr. I don't know what I have.
Oh,
That's crazy.
this man's bringing out the
Keep going,
receipts.
keep going.
Anyways, so I remember a lot of people were going up to Billy, and I was like, damn, I want to meet this guy, And I met Billy, and like, you know how your first like meetup is with like random people when you actually don't,
Yeah,
when you first
yeah,
meet up
yeah,
your
yeah,
friends,
yeah.
you don't know them. It's so awkward. Like, you know what? You can be the most OG person in the Flickr community. You meet someone like in person at an event. It's awkward. It's so awkward. But anyway, so Billy and I we said what's up and everything, and I think after that, like we really didn't talk for a couple. Like we talked like on and off, or like we'd comment on each other's work, but we never really
Oh yeah, on
like
Flickr.
talk. Yeah,
You
like
kind of jumped though, because at the event we actually hung out quite a bit, because it was
did
like,
we hang?
yeah, it
Did
was
we?
kind of
You
like
know,
the only
like
familiar face there for me at
right?
least.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It
whenever
was
I
for
saw
me
you, it was like,
too,
oh, I'll
yeah.
go up to you, say hi,
Okay,
whatever.
right. Okay,
And that
yeah.
at the end of the event, I was like, oh, so what is your Flickr or whatever, so we could stay in touch.
Yeah,
And you were just
yeah.
like, oh, I don't have one at all. I'm like, dude, you're really
Right,
missing out.
yeah. You got to get on Flickr. And I remember like when you told me that day, I'm pretty sure I made my Flickr account.
Yeah,
That
we
was
built.
actually like no, no, no. You know what's funny is like I made one before that, and
Yeah,
the
I
one I made
can't
before
recall what
was
that
the
name
one
was.
I don't even remember either. But I then got locked out of that one, and then that whole thing happened. That happened.
If you were only locked out of
But
it, that means I could probably find it in my following feed.
oh my god, if you could, that'd be hilarious.
Anyway,
Dude, like,
I was found like a thanks everyone post of me hitting 100
yeah.
followers, and it was November 5th of 2014.
Oh,
So
okay,
the
okay.
timeline's
So
similar, but I would have been at less because
yeah.
Chicago's like mid-year.
Right. Yeah, it's like October, I think, right? Or no, not even that. It's
Mid-year, October, really?
Yeah.
Damn,
Hey,
he
hey,
got that.
hey,
He
hey,
got that
hey, hey,
California
hey,
time.
hey, 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 just slow your roll there, Buckaroo. Yeah, that's really where we started. Like
I
that's
just want
really
to clear
where
the
like
record
it
here. I
began.
was not famous on Flickr.
Billy was famous. That's cap. Billy
It
was
took me a
famous.
whole other year to get another 100 followers.
Billy's just humble. Billy is humble.
Bish,
Um,
stay humble.
anyway, so yeah, that's real. And like I said before, we talk, but not a lot. I remember it'd
Yeah,
be very
on
like
Flickr, it really rarely.
yeah, and then I think like where we really started becoming like friend, like I consider Billy my friend. Like he's definitely one of like the
Absolutely.
closest friends in this community. I think the first time we really started talking was not Brick Fair, Virginia, but like maybe one or two cons. I know we were talking. We started frequently messaging
It
more
was
once we
because of
like
Instagram.
yeah, exactly. Once we transitioned over to Instagram, we really started like communicating more because Instagram, everyone knows way better communication than Flickr. I
Yeah.
mean, it literally is take like Flickr's almost what 12 years old and they still don't know how to properly DM.
I
Like
honestly feel like my like start in the community only really happened once I was on Instagram because that's when I actually started making like deep connections with people.
that's
Like
true.
before
That's
that,
true.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't go back and forth with people. I was in no Skype groups. It was nothing. It was like
Yeah.
I'd get a comment here and there from somebody cool that I liked
Exactly.
or
Yeah.
people that I was homies with, and but it was literally a comment relationship. It was just like, oh, I'll
Yeah, exactly.
talk to you
Like
here. That's it.
everyone like criticizes Instagram and like don't get me wrong, there's plenty of things wrong with Instagram,
Like its
but the
predatory marketing system and how they changed the like button now into a shop
Yeah,
feature. That's really
exactly.
great.
Which is so stupid. Like the fact that your muscle memory goes from like, oh, I want to post a picture to, hey, welcome to the shops. Like you probably won't ever
So
shop at.
whack.
It's really stupid. But no matter like how bad you want to talk about Instagram, but trust me, there are plenty of things wrong with it above just the base level of stupid updates. Its
That nobody asked
communication
for.
was exactly yeah. Its communication is above almost everyone else's. Like I can't think of
Yeah,
any other like Lego based platform that has as good a communication as Instagram does.
yeah. There's really nothing to compete with it.
Exactly, yeah. Like I remember on
Like,
Flickr.
well, what about blockheads then?
Oh my oh man, like guys, let's be real here, fellas. Lean into the speakers. There's been so many social media platforms about Lego. It ain't happening. Just let it just stick to Insta. It's not happening. It's just not. Like I'm sorry to tell you this.
Couldn't
the
even ease
Lego.
them down gently.
No, you have to wake up. Like I don't look, and I have nothing against blockheads. I wish the very best for it, but I am telling you folks, this is probably the second or third Lego based social media account that it's gonna get really strong, and it's gonna there's gonna be a peak. For Instagram, on for Lego accounts, there hasn't been that peak yet. It's probably coming. I wouldn't be surprised if it is coming. Blockheads, I know that there was one before it that everyone went to that kind of died out. It's very hard to get like this community to shift over, and I think
Yeah, it's literally took years and years to transition into
exactly
Instagram from Flickr.
from Flickr to Instagram, the real turning point was, I believe, not Yahoo buying it. Someone bought it, and they
Yeah,
were about to they completely renovated the platform to where it was literally
yeah.
unusable,
When they
and
put
that's
a
what made
cap
it.
on how many images could be stored there.
Exactly, and then you'd have to start paying, which is ridiculous.
Hmm.
But fellas, like it's gonna be really hard to
People
transition.
really
So
out here still playing for Flickr Premium.
yeah, there's still people thinking like we can go back to Flickr. Fellas, like I ain't about to drop 14.99 just to post pictures. Like I love my followers. You guys, thank you so much for all the support. I'm not gonna pay money for you to watch my stuff. It's not gonna happen.
But
Like I'm
but
sorry.
but but you could pay money to watch his content on OnlyFans. That's short underscore Alex. Look it up.
We call it Billy's Basement Modeling Services.
Model
But
services.
yeah, guys, I got some gnarly Lego feet pics in there. You guys really want to see how you cut an OM
It
at 3
it'll
in the
it'll
morning?
really get your studs off.
It, oh my god, bro! These poor people, like whoever doesn't know us, they're not gonna know what's real and what isn't. Like they're literally gonna like look at OnlyFans and see if I actually have one.
I want to know if short underscore Alex is a thing on OnlyFans.
Oh yeah,
Hold on, I'm
hey,
checking
careful,
it.
you don't.
I'm my
Careful.
own Jamie. I'm
Are
my
you
own Jamie.
actually researching on OnlyFans?
We do it live.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I have to sign in.
Does this? Do you
I
have
don't,
to sign in?
I don't have a sign up.
Oh my god.
Man,
Oh my. Yeah, actually, guys, I have a feeling, and
that's
r-
whack.
like I said before, I want to see Blockhead succeed, but I have a feeling that this community is gonna go more towards OnlyFans than it will Blockheads.
OnlyFans has a more likely chance of
Like,
overtaking the Lego community.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I want to. I like ingenuity in the community. It's important, but let's be real here, fellas. Like, we got some weird stuff going on here.
Yeah, I really wish the best for them because it would be so awesome to have our own platform like that.
Exactly.
And I almost even feel bad that all their efforts might end up in vain. And I don't want to say this all to wish it death because
Exactly.
if this actually does blow up and it has consistent, user base, that's actually amazing. I couldn't be happier.
That's
I'll
what counts.
I'll be the first one to celebrate that. But
Exactly.
in reality, it's kind of sad that so much effort and heart went into it, and it'll probably just die off.
It is admirable. I mean, let's be real here. I want the creator of Blockheads, excuse me. I want them to know that I want to see the very best happen, but this is just based off of what I've personally seen in the past. This has nothing to do with anything against them, and I mean, I'll probably make an account because I want to see people like us succeed. I think that's important in this community is making sure that no matter like what endeavor it is, we do support our fellow accounts and creators. But I'm just saying, it's for all the people involved in Blockheads, just be prepared. It will be a struggle and it will be difficult. But if you guys can pull it off, I think you really have something promising because if you guys can pull this off in the way that other people haven't and actually look back and see the mistakes that other Lego social media accounts have made in the past, I think this is going to be one of the best ideas to come in the community by far.
Totally. I mean, Lego even made their own social media platform, which has died. It was like Lego Life or
Exactly.
something.
I mean, right, yeah, like even like Lego itself, that's, I mean, that's the juggernaut, but I think it can happen. I think it's going to be very difficult, and if you're going into something like this, a social media account, you need to give it 110%. That's what really counts.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not even just resting upon the creators of the platform. Like, it really does come down to us as community members.
Exactly.
Try and make it a place that people are going to continue to check up on and interact with. So
Exactly, 100%. We as a community need to support these people. I know I just said like 10 seconds ago, like, oh, these guys are going to go down, but like
this is
I
the
don't want.
flip floppage of our
Yeah,
conversations and how much we're just
exact.
exaggerating for jokes.
I feel like a lot of, and I feel like that's another whole thing of the Lego community is that no one can really handle tough love. Like I just feel like that's, it's just the way
You
it
heard
is.
it
I
here.
have,
You
I
heard it
just
here
have,
first, folks.
I
Alex
look, I mean,
bullying you in the DMs is just
I
tough love.
I'm just saying, man. I got high standards. I like seeing good stuff on this account, but I really think what they have is promising. I just think that they're gonna have a rough couple of months, but if they can get it going, it's really gonna benefit them.
For sure.
Anyways, guys, back to modding plastic. That's enough existentialism for one day.
Yo, did I tell you that I'm making a Patreon?
Oh my, really? That's actually
Yeah, it's
smart, dude.
actually
I've
set
been
up.
I've been thinking about that.
It's specifically for the podcast because now
Oh, that's
it
smart.
costs me $15 a month to host it.
That is smart.
So all the money from it goes directly into what the hell did you just DM me?
You just check it out. I just made a new mod. I need to get your opinion on it real quick once you get the time.
That's really sick.
Dude? I feel like is the cut too obvious though?
Not really, because the way they like both curve into each other, it works.
Yeah, I feel like the cut. See, that's what I hate about okay, actually, I'm gonna wait until the audio thing is, but I'm gonna go over my gripes of modding and just like.
Bet this will probably
but-
make it in.
Okay, don't worry. I'll wait until there's like a clear start, and then we can get into like the personal
for sure.
gripes of modding from a modder.
Back to the Patreon bit though.
You know what? I gotta hand it to you. This is just gonna be the last point of it. Like,
Sure.
your marketing, like the way that you just your entrepreneurship, that's the word, is like honestly inspiring. Like just the whole idea of the podcast. Like when you told that to me, I was like, dude, Billy's like out here. Like, you know what? Like, it's I'm not even trying to be sappy or anything, but like I
No,
admire
I
how
got
like
you.
entrepreneurial whatever, you know what I mean. I can't speak English close enough. If I can get like three of the four syllables, I'm happy. Anyway, like your whole entrepreneurship is really admirable. Just like as a general note, like I'll tell people, I'm like, yeah, dude, Billy, like he's always got something. He's always working on something,
I
which
really
is so
appreciate that.
inspiring.
I've just been in the community so long. Like Lego, it's my biggest
Right?
hobby.
Yeah.
If I'm not like half the time nowadays, I might not even be at the desk, but I'm still super engaged
Yeah.
just in the
Yeah.
community and everything. So there's nothing I want to be doing more than like having something that could sustain itself in the community.
Exactly. Right.
So I've always tried to figure out what could be sort of more business oriented, and being able to do the commissions has been like terrific
Yeah,
because of
dude.
that.
Like,
And just like the way my life is structured, like I have the time to be able to
right.
commit for
Right.
stuff like that, to work on commissions. And in my
Yeah.
mind, I will never turn down a commission unless like I can't actually give them a good product. Just be
Right.
even
Right.
like if I'm annoyed or like a little overrun with stuff, just
Yeah.
because it's bringing me closer to the goal of being able to have a future in Lego in some sort.
Yeah. Yeah.
um but I'm glad that you see it as like taking strides in the community and like
It definitely.
entrepreneurial, because I was just worried like things might come across as like cringe, especially with the podcast
No.
launching and soon to be the Patreon for the
Yeah.
podcast. Like I just don't want people to
I
perceive it
mean,
that way.
the way I see it, man, is like, who cares? Like, you're gonna have haters. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
there's always gonna be the people. That's not historically accurate. Your mod needs this and that. You know what I mean? But what matters is that you are doing what you want, and that's what I always tell people. I'm like, stop worrying about what other people think about your content. You need to start worrying about what you think of your content
Dude,
and what you want to provide.
that's absolutely it. I tell the people the same thing, because
Yeah, and that's
it's
another
if you're
one of my
not making
gripes.
things you're enjoying, then it's no point. Like a
Exactly.
little while ago, I think I even mentioned it in the episode I just had with Jackson, but I considered, oh no, this was a different conversation, never mind, it wasn't with Jackson.
Jackson there, he's like, damn, bro.
This went down in the DMs. I was just talking about like a while ago, maybe like half a year ago. I'd
Yeah.
wanted to just totally rid my page of like likes and comments and everything, and just
Yeah.
resort back to this is just me sharing it so that other
Right.
people can
Right.
see it, and I don't care what has to be said or like to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
attention for it. Like that's not what it's about. I just want what I'm making to be shared so that as much as I'm enjoying it, other people can enjoy it. Because I know when I see
Yeah.
other people enjoying what they're making, I'm enjoying it.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I've had
And
the same thing for like collection photos and stuff, like for
right.
Citizen Brick,
Right.
which could come across as whack, but I just enjoy. I'm involved in the community, and I enjoy seeing what other people have.
Exactly, and that's really where it is. Like I feel like a lot of people see collection pictures as like sort of a flex, and I can
Right.
definitely I can see that argument being made like, "Oh, you're flexing that you spent all this money," but it really isn't the flex. It's showing others like, "Hey, this item exists." Like
Mm-hmm.
I remember the funniest, well, personally what I feel like is the funniest thing that happened to me is, I don't know if this is going in, but like the people who remembered D-Red 8, that
Yeah.
who literally just did not care. Like that man was a vibe all on his own. I remember I was in the DMs with him one time, just making fun. He made a joke. He was like the CB neutral face on a black head, which would just be hilarious because like you
Yeah,
wouldn't
you
see
can't
it
see
at
it.
all.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear to you, in my collection right now, I had it. I found it in the stash box,
No
which
way.
is, for people who don't know, it's Joe's Citizen Bricks misprint bin. I mean, who doesn't know that? Everyone who's
Yeah.
listening to
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
a big aficionado, but you know that one person who's like, "Oh, it was Joe." That in that exact voice, we all know it, guys. Anyways, I found that exact head, a black neutral, but instead of the just being neutral, it was the
The kiss.
kissy,
Right.
the
Right.
exact.
Right.
And I
Right.
think I showed it to you.
Yeah. That's so
And I'll
sick.
probably send in. And it's such a funny thing to think about, was like, if like having that conversation and then finding that like a couple months later too, and I sent it to him. He was like, bro, like he was so confused. He's like, what the heck? Like, how did you get that? And it's just such a funny thing. And like but that head isn't really usable. Like if we're being honest, like
Mm-hmm.
what are you gonna use it on? So I feel like the collection pics is a way, it's an sort of an outlet to post those things you have that you just can't normally fit into your general aesthetic.
It's like an extension of the hobby, and it's totally how it started out, especially in the Flickr days, having those misprint items.
Exactly, yeah.
And now people get like really upset with, oh, Joe doesn't make anything for the military community and whatnot, and
Yeah.
that's understandable, and I can totally see that, and I empathize with it because I want more
Yeah.
military stuff. I want more things I could use, but you gotta like understand that it's a different audience now. Like you're not the
The
sole
man's a
audience.
businessman.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
let's be real,
expanded
guys. Like,
past the audience, and it's not that he necessarily doesn't care
yeah.
for the military community anymore or doesn't want to make more of it. It's just
Yeah, exactly. And if anyone, like, I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys, cause like this is gonna be a real podcast, you know. Like, I'm not gonna
it's
beat
real
around the
talk from
bush.
the custom Lego
Like,
community.
exactly, big facts on the block. But like, let's be real, guys. Just if we're looking at all these major companies, aside from Brickmania, which is kind of like the empire of the Lego community, all of these companies started catering first to the Lego military community and then branched into their own thing. So we really shouldn't be surprised that
Ooh,
Citizen Brick is doing the same.
that's actually kind of crazy.
Like, if you want to think about it, like Eclipse Graphics, which still produces really high quality
The only one
uh
creating high quality military stuff.
exactly, really at this point the only one, he started mostly doing military, then branched off into pop culture, and is
He
now
had a
going
lot of
back
early
into
pop
military.
culture stuff though.
Did you really? Okay, well,
Yeah.
anyway, okay, well then maybe I'm wrong,
No,
because
there
I'm
was a
gonna be
heavy
honest.
start with the military.
Was it
You're
okay?
not totally off. Yeah.
Because I remember, like, a lot of people, if you
But
talk to the older
so
people.
did Joe. So did Citizen
Exactly.
Brick.
That was the bridge. Is that, like, this isn't anything new. Like, I understand that maybe people who are newer in the community are noticing this, but if you've been here for a while, you realize that, like, military just as the community is really a stepping stone for producers. And I got plenty of examples.
Are we
I've got
gonna bring this to Will? Are we gonna?
Oh, I was right there. I was about to say. I mean, brick arms. Like, I love brick arms, but guys, let's be honest. The guns they're making now is mostly Star Wars, Blade Runner, which is personally my favorite sci-fi movie. I love that movie. I was so happy he released it. Price point a little expensive, but I can't be the one saying it,
It's
considering what my
OMs.
vibe is. It's OMs, exact. And trust me, boys, I do want to mod that. That is on the list. I do. I'd love
I'm
to mod
excited to
that.
see that.
It's I don't know how I'll do it, but I will. It's like the bio says, no OM too overpriced. But
That's been the best addition to your profile.
seriously, I literally put in the. I was like, as soon as I thought about it, I was like, that's it. I'm like, that's it. Like, that's the motto. Like, fellas, let's be real here. Like, if we really look at the military community in relation to business, we're a stepping stone for these companies. Which I'm not saying it's not a bad thing.
And
I
it's not
really think
necessarily
it's smart.
malicious.
It's not malicious, and I don't mean this
It's like a
like
natural progression.
exactly. I love Citizen Brick. I love Brick Arms. The other one that is a little bit more politically charged than I'd like to admit. We're not gonna talk about that one because that's a little. We all know why he's making military things, guys. But anyways, I'm not about to get a lawsuit. But if we really look at these companies, military has been a stepping stool, which is not a bad thing at all. I think it's really smart that these guys know their market, they know who's gonna buy it first, and they're able to pool it and invest in a community and then branch out. So I'm not opposed to any of these companies doing what they think is right. I want to see these companies succeed because without Brick Arms, Eclipse Graphics, or Citizen Brick, I don't think any high scale account is going to be where they are at now than if these companies didn't exist. Like,
Yeah, and I mean the number one like rule in business is to like diversify yourself and
exactly. I mean,
expand. I just want to like reiterate like we have nothing but love for these companies. Like and
exactly.
it's
Yeah.
just like the number one thing for a business is to just expand and grow and diversify. So it's not like they're maliciously trying to disown the military company or they're like, "Oh, I can start making military stuff and build up a fan base." It's how it goes and it's good for them to be able to take their audience and expand and do more new things because that's what we need as, a
Exactly. I
community
mean,
is growth and stuff. And we
the
have
way that
like just to be clear, like there's literally nothing but love for all of these companies. These are my favorite brands. Like absolutely like there's nothing else that I use besides them and I'll support them in every way I can. It's just
facts.
that's if you look at the history of things, they expand past that and you have to understand it.
Exactly, and they'll come back. I mean, it's not like they're gonna like completely leave us in the dust. I mean, you want an example of a company coming back? You can look at EG now releasing the Gorka fig, which is a fantastic design. Like, I'm not the biggest EG fan. I like a lot of their stuff. I really do. I personally don't. I'm not a pop culture account, but seeing them do the Gorkas was easily easily one of my top figures of 2020. Like I can say
Yeah.
that without a doubt. And the way that you look at business, to just go off what Billy said, you're always gonna have people that are complaining. You really can't make everyone happy. Like, there's always gonna be that one person. Oh, why aren't you doing military?
Oh
But
man, is the
like,
military community the Karens of the Lego third party world?
no, that's got to be Lego Star Wars, bro. I mean, let's be honest. Like, we're putting communities on blast, bro. The Star Wars community is something else. Like, you want to talk about like the pet peeve of historical accuracy? Take a gander through Lego. I dare anyone who's a
It's
Lego
the only reason I
customizer.
don't really like Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, like you really want to see like, not, I don't want to say toxic because that's like a little extreme, but like you really want to see a passionate community. You make one Star Wars figure with like you just imagine what you want a Star Wars figure to be and post that and just prepare to ride the wave of a lifetime.
But in
And
Chapter 5, he
exactly.
doesn't have that blaster.
Exactly. And I have nothing against it. I can see why a lot of people are passionate. I mean, I can't really, but like I'm trying to empathize here. It's just like I can see why these people are very sensitive about it because it's hard making a good Star Wars figure. Like everyone thinks it's just getting a bunch of space parts together, but the aesthetic of it is very set.
That's what David Hall
And
taught me.
but whoever doesn't know David Hall, you're missing out on
You're missing on
OG Flicker.
history.
You're missing out on real Lego history. Like that was a whole, like, people in the military. Like I've never really been in the Star Wars community, and I knew who David Hall was just based off of like
Yeah, same.
his enigma. Like you walked through a Brick Fair, Virginia in like 2013, 14, 15. You knew who David Hall was. That man was like the closest thing to like a celebrity we have, other than oh my god, I feel bad that I forgot his name.
The Brick Man?
No, not the dude. That's another part of history, folks. Oh my god, I feel so bad. Who is the redacted's friend? That's hella Bill. I feel so bad. I
Oh,
forgot his
Chris.
name.
Christian.
Chris. Yeah. Why? I don't. I guess because I'd never really talked to him. I had a few conversations, but not
Mhm.
enough to like. If you want to meet a celebrity before Christian, you research David Hall. Like that man. That man walked so Christian could
What's
run
so
as a
sad is that
celebrity.
Christian now, like, totally missed out on the stardom of Brick Fair, Virginia.
Yeah,
Lost out on the hype.
that got robbed from him. But he's gonna, like, everyone. If you're in the Lego military community, you know who Christian is. Like,
Yeah.
it's
A lovely
he's the
man.
OG. He's that man, dude. That guy's built like a truck. Like, oh my god.
He got that dump truck.
Dude. All right, hey, Billy, hold
Hey.
on. Hey, the fan fiction's you and me here. But anyway,
That's the
man,
expanded universe.
that's it's just a special guest for each chapter.
Oh no.
Just a new special guest.
This is gonna be something when it's released.
Dude, I'm so happy you made a really good decision inviting me before you got sponsored. There's gonna be a big change in content before and after.
Oh, I love it though.
But
This is
man,
literally exactly what I wanted out of the podcast.
Yeah, I was so afraid, and that's the thing too. Since we're like bouncing off so many topics, Billy and I were actually discussing about this. Personally, I prefer a more natural podcast or just a conversation, just with people in the community. I really prefer it to be just two dudes talking about Lego, two Lego dudes talking together.
Yeah, sure.
If that makes any sense, yeah.
Or I mean, just like podcasts in general. Like interviews are
Exactly.
good for like information, but this is a hobby. It's
Exactly. I
gotta
mean,
be enjoyable.
yeah. I mean, if anything, from what I want to see of this podcast is just something someone can listen to as they're creating a mod.
Yeah,
Like I feel,
absolutely.
and that's another thing with what I said before with just your general ingenuity and entrepreneurship, Billy, is that you're able to make multiple forms of content that really anyone in this community hasn't had access to. I mean, I can't think of any one person that did a podcast before you, so it really speaks out just to you in general. And that's not me like riding on Billy's back. Like this is actual like
Clout
uh,
chasing.
yeah, exactly. I'm not clout chasing or anything. Like this is just something I've
I gotta
noticed from
say,
Billy
like
for the past years.
you hit the point exactly with something you could listen to while working on Lego. And really what really pushed me into the idea of like, oh, a podcast could be a viable solution was during COVID and all that Jackson had started doing those live streams with people.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
being able to just chill out and listen to that while I was working with on stuff was just it was terrific.
You just
So
snort some ABS on a plastic on a podcast. I mean,
yeah,
on
of
a live
course,
stream. It's just
just a
it's just
casual,
things that happen.
just
And
mono
if you
things.
don't know what that is, you can ask Jackson about, someone's interview or someone's live stream that really was not
I got
that
the
pleasant.
footage. I got the footage.
Yeah, yeah, I know you got the footage. That's why I hang low and I'm super nice to you.
So I won't leak it. You pretend that it won't be in
Anyways.
the wrap up post for this episode.
Anyway, no, I mean the way I see it is like as long as I'm a positive influence on the community, I'm pretty happy with where I am.
I'm
Anyways,
sorry, I snickered at that.
I heard that. I'm gonna smooth right past that because I'm turned a new leaf. I'm the I'm the good guy now. Man, oh man, it's really funny that it's like different versions of me for like all the different decades of the community. Like
He's going
it's
through a
funny.
different story arc every
There's like
2 years.
I feel like Anakin in Star Wars, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the part where I'm the Force ghost,
Oh my
Like,
god. Yeah,
I
you
feel like I'm the. I feel like I'm the
you've
Force.
moved past the Order 66 and now you're the you lived out as Darth Vader for a few years where you were still a little mean, but it wasn't that bad. And now you're just a ghost.
Yeah, I feel like I'm Anakin. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel
Oh
like
my
Anakin
god.
Skywalker in the community, bro. Like, I don't know who was Mace Windu, but whoever it was, I'm sorry, Chief. Oh,
Oh
sorry
no.
about your hand, I guess. Just that's what happens when you're real G. Oh, oh my god, that's probably the best analogy I've ever come up
That
with.
was
It's
so good.
like- I'd be living like Anakin Skywalker, but instead of losing a hand, I'm just short.
You exchanged one handicap for another.
Oh,
Oh
my
no.
god. My poor girlfriend's gonna be like listening to this. She's like, "Who's we built?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it. That's gone." Oh, that's a
That's
past
ancient history.
That's ancient history. Oh my god. Yeah, but since we're there, that's probably something I should bring up is what I really do appreciate about this community because there's a lot of stuff that you can say a lot of bad things about this community, just in general Lego community.
You could say them
But
for any community. Like
Exactly.
seriously.
Yeah, like let's be honest, like every community is different, but from what I've seen just based off of the let's just call it the Anakin arc for me. I really can't thank this community enough for welcoming me back and kind of realizing, okay, Alex, you're finally done being stupid. Welcome back. Like you're normal now. Welcome back. Like I do appreciate that. Like just the fact that everyone after I realized what I did was so stupid and I think for the most part, I sort of buried the hatchet with a lot of people that I should not have. I was definitely like meaner to. Like I really hope, and if there's still an issue between anyone listening or just in general, and you want to like patch that up, I'm always here. Like I'm willing to talk about it. I did a lot of stupid stuff, okay, and I'm tangenting right now, but I do have a message for people who think like going
This is
hard in
getting
this
really so
community
deep. It's
matters.
crazy.
Well, I mean, not really. I'm just extrapolating too much. I'm poor with my words. Let's be honest here. Too much ABS to the nose, you kind of lose your sense of speech. But
As long
uh,
as you
uh,
just get a couple of the syllables, you're good.
yeah, I just gotta get a couple words out, and I can strew a sentence together. Anyway, this community really is one of the most forgiving communities, and just one of the most like open-armed ones for sure. I've seen a lot of different communities that are very sort of abrasive to new people that kind of turns them off, but
Hmm.
for the most part. And I can only speak for the military and modding community, those two, because those are the ones I'm most involved in.
Right.
Those two communities, from what I've seen, seem to be the most accepting of newcomers and people returning, which is really encouraging.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, let's be honest, as much as you love this hobby, you have to take a break. Like, and it sounds kind of like almost I can't think of a better word, but it sounds almost spoiled to say that you need to take a break from cutting up Legos, but inspiration is a really important thing in this community, and if you feel like you have to get a mod out to the public, don't think
You're
that.
doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. Like I'm
This
just
is
gonna
why I
go.
don't post.
This is why I haven't posted for a month and a half. Like, just just in general, don't think you have to post. Only post because you want to post. Like
Yeah.
that's the two biggest issues I have with
And
this community.
alternatively, post more. Don't feel pressure to post. Like that it has to be
Exactly.
like super good or something. Like if
You
you're
don't need to.
hyped on it and you like it and you're enjoying it, just put it out
Ex-
there. Have
Exactly.
fun.
You don't need a schedule. You really don't. You
No.
don't need a. I need to post on this day. You post whenever you feel like it, and whenever's most convenient to you. And now with that, don't make this like your primary goal. Okay, this is a hobby. This is a hobby. I want to make that very clear. This is a hobby. But you post, you mod, you engage whenever you feel like you want to. If you feel like you want to take a break, don't stay just because people are telling you to stay. You come
Don't
back
even
when you
bother
feel
making a
like it.
story post about it. Just leave.
Honestly, just go. It's just like it's okay. Like
Yeah,
everyone's gonna
we'll
be
still be
super
here.
hyped up. We'll still be here. We're gonna welcome you. We're gonna be super excited. We'll probably roast you a little bit, but that's just how the thing goes. But just in general, the two biggest things that I always want to reiterate when people ask me about in general like Lego and stuff, which isn't often, but I like talking. Is don't concern yourself about posting and don't ask people what you should post. That's like
Yeah.
the two biggest words of advice that I could give. Don't force yourself and don't beg for content or for inspiration. It's okay. And I did a whole story post about this. I probably should have archived it. It's totally fine to do it every once in a while, but if you're literally relying on other people for your content, you're really approaching this at the wrong direction.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily like if you have the relationship with the people, like then that's cool. But like
Exactly.
just to hit up
Right.
random people, like I've had it happen
Yeah.
before. It's
And
it's like
don't
I don't
rant.
even have enough ideas for myself to make,
Seriously,
or
like
like inspiration to be inspired. I don't know what to tell you to make. Like what has you
exactly.
passionate?
Exactly. It's really got to be something you're interested in. And
I'd heard something really interesting. It was actually from a podcast. And somebody was just like, if you have literally anything at all that you feel passionate about, and you can just pursue it as much as you possibly can, like then do that. Like there's no
exactly.
reason to not. This seems like so one dimensional now that I'm reiterating it, but it was motivating to me to just hear like don't even just whatever is really spurring your interest at the moment, just absolutely follow it. And literally the past couple of days this has been on my mind just like a lot is because the past couple of days I finally finished my finals and all. I have a bunch of time. I don't know what to
Oh
do,
yeah.
and I've gotten into playing chess.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Queen's Gambit over here. Hopefully
Yo,
that doesn't get
that's
copyright
it.
striked.
I
Hopefully that doesn't get
Dude,
copyright striked, but
chess in my mind has been building up for like so
oh
long.
my
Like as
god,
a
that's
kid, I always wanted to
funny.
play it. Never did. I seen it getting so much popularity on Twitch. Never did it.
Really? Chess got popular on
Yo,
Twitch?
it's huge now. It's
Really?
huge on Twitch.
Bro,
Yeah,
how
one
bored
of
do you have to be from COVID? Like, dog, go outside.
no, one of the grandmaster started
Yeah.
streaming. Hikaru was his
Yo,
name,
that's
and yeah,
insane.
he like totally blew it up on the platform. And like a bunch
That
of
is
streamers are like
wild.
playing chess, and it's awesome.
Oh my god,
Um,
how do we get Nate shot and
to
with the guy with the
chess,
blue hair, Ninja? No,
ninja.
how do we get Shroud and Ninja to do chess against each other? I'd love to see that.
But yeah, I'd watch the. I don't actually watch like shows often.
Yeah.
I'll just end up procrastinating, and I feel like that's a better use of my time, which is the most retarded mindset about it. But anyway, it's just the way things unfold. But I actually like sat down and watched that show, The
Mhm.
Queen's Gambit, and
Yeah.
absolutely fell in love with the characters, and like the whole series was great. And just having
Yeah.
that on my mind for a while, I started watching YouTube videos about chess, and then I was like,
Really?
huh, I'm gonna try and like learn how to play chess better. Like I knew how
Yeah.
to pieces moved and like really basic, but like I couldn't comprehend how to like set up things to like try and attack and everything. I'm still absolute garbage. I have no
Oh,
idea.
yeah. I mean,
But
it's definitely something you learn over time.
yeah, no, I've seen very minimal progress, but the pursuit of it has been so enjoyable. Just to,
Yeah.
I've literally over the past couple of days, I've probably sunk like 10 or so hours just into learning chess and
Yeah,
play. Like
that's
it's been
awesome.
amazing, and I
Yeah.
would have rather done like nothing else. That's just
That's why I'm not posting.
where my
It's just to
passion's going.
be
And if
good
it
at
leads
chess.
to nowhere, then that's fine. I had fun doing it, and that's where the
Yeah.
passion led, and I learned some things, and I move on
I
and
mean,
find the next thing I'm passionate about.
exactly, and that's actually the cool thing about chess is that it's a very intellectual game. So like you're getting them big brain as you're playing, you know.
Yeah,
But
I never understood that perception behind it. I think that's part of the thing that got me, like, turned me off to ever getting into
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Was like I saw it like how it's claimed to be so prestigious, but I didn't
right,
understand why it was. And I still, for the most part, feel like it's a game. But from my mindset of it before, it was just like, yeah, I mean, it's all book memorization in
right,
like
right.
terms of like everyone's pre-calculated what's the most optimal play to do in every situation.
Hmm.
So at the like top level, it's just kind of coming down to who's memorized the game better.
Yeah,
And there is an element of that to know like how certain situations play out. But
hmm,
literally as soon as I sunk like 2 or 3 hours into like learning concepts about the game. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my god, I was so wrong. Like, I was so wrong.
You're like, bro, this changed my life.
Yeah. And now like I want to learn so much more about those like quote unquote book strats. Like I
Right,
want to
right.
know those. It's so sick. Anyway,
Yeah. Is that what all your commission money is going to? Just textbooks
to
on
chess.
chess?
Yo, chess.com, you got to pay like $100 for the premium service
Are
for the
you
whole year.
serious? You're joking.
For the whole year. It's free though.
You're
Like you can use
Oh my
chess.com and
God.
everything for free.
Yeah, but
But like if you want
$100?
lessons and game analysis stuff,
Oh my
I might buy
God.
it. We'll see.
Bro, I'm about to start charging people how to mod. Forget all these people DMing me how to do it.
Yo.
I'm gonna say $10 and I'll tell you.
You were talking about my
Uh,
entrepreneurial stuff. That was an idea for a while.
Dude, actually, you know what? Just because my girlfriend's gonna be listening to this, we have this discussion almost every single time I see a post on the Queen's Gambit. The guy with the mustache that teaches her how to play chess, or like how
Yeah,
to like the
Scheibel.
trainer. Yeah, I literally every single time I see a picture of him, I send it to her. I'm like, is this Harry Styles? Because she loves Harry Styles. I'm like, is this Harry Styles? And like we have a whole like argument about it. She's like, it's not Harry Styles. I'm like, yes, it is. Literally, look at his face. Like
Wait,
this is
what? Does
okay.
Scheibel look like him?
I don't know. In my mind, yes. Like he literally looks like Harry
Hold
Styles.
on.
Like I don't know. He's like a blonde Harry Styles, and like this has become a point in our relationship where I'm just
Oh,
always
you're
like,
not talking about the old dude.
no, the blonde one, the guy with the mustache.
Oh,
The old dude.
no,
Oh my
because
god,
you
that'd be
said the dude with the
hilarious.
mustache that teaches her chess. That's
Okay, then again,
that's
I
the
haven't
old
watched
man.
that much. Okay, there's a blonde guy,
Yeah, I know who you're
and
talking
he's
about.
really
I can't
good.
remember
Yeah,
his name.
yeah, he literally.
He's
I like
the other big dude. He's got like the hat.
I
And stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like every single time I look at him, I'm like that's Harry Styles.
I don't agree.
Oh,
Hold on, I'm still trying to find a.
that hurt. Literally, you heard it here first, guys. Billy Moore 4 betrays his best friend live, on air. Live on air.
Benny Watts is the character. Hold
Benny
on.
Watts. Okay, all right, yeah.
Hold on.
I don't know what his name is. I'm just agreeing with you.
Yo, actually, yeah, you're kind of. That,
yes. You see,
yo,
I'm
actually,
right.
that's really
Yes,
based. That's
he
really
he looks just like him.
that. I won't say exactly, but it's there. I see it.
Uh,
I see
it looks like him. I swear, every single time I text, I'm like, this is literally Harry Styles. She's like, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is.
I can't wait to add this to the episode wrap up, like a comparison of both their faces, and people are like, "What the hell is
People are
this?"
gonna be so confused. They're literally gonna be like, "What am I watching?" I feel bad for whoever's gonna be listening to this. They're just gonna be like, "How are they bouncing off so many topics?" We literally said like we're gonna keep on topic as much as we can. Like we should really have like a beginning of the episode, like at the end where it's like what we say at the beginning, like, "Yo guys, we're gonna keep it very like we're gonna make sure everything ties up and everything makes sense." And at the end of the episode, we're like, "Yeah, dude, Harry Styles looks like the guy in the Queen's Gambit."
Confirmed.
Like confirmed.
Yeah, you're not
I'm-
even that wrong. I got a side by side right now. It's
It looks like him. I will go to the grave saying that. Like I will literally. This is the hill I decide to die on. This is the hill I'm fighting for. That Harry Styles and the dude in the Queen's Gambit are the same person.
Alex's girlfriend. He's not entirely wrong. I gotta give it to him.
Thank you. See,
The short man got ideas.
they
I'm
do
not gonna
this.
lie.
He do be spitting facts though. Oh my
man.
god. Where's this gone? Oh my god.
Of all the different rabbit holes we could have taken, this is where we ended up.
The Queen's Gambit. This is where we're going. Oh.
Man.
But for whoever hasn't watched the Queen's Gambit, it's a very
Totally
interesting
worth
show.
the watch. I tried to get my friend into it, and she was just roasting me that like, why the hell would I watch something about chess? I'm like, dude, it's absolutely not about that.
It's a mind game. Yeah, it really
it's about
isn't.
suffering from great talent and success.
I like that you hit it with that voice. It's very
Of course.
that's a slap right there. That has to be one. Whoever can clip that.
No.
That's no. Oh my god. Yeah, that's actually really funny to talk about. How shows affect like our sort of
Like
how
getting
basically-
inspiration?
Getting inspiration. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, like or more of like background noise. Like you when you're modding. I feel like a lot of people, and maybe they do, maybe they don't. This is just my general opinion. I feel like a lot of people don't realize how beneficial it is to have background noise. Just try it out. You know, if you've never, if I don't know who's modding.
I kind of just
complete
assumed everyone
silence.
did.
Yeah, and
I always listen to music, like
okay,
100% of the time. Sometimes it's a
Yeah.
podcast. Very,
Huh.
very, very rarely has it ever been a TV show or something video.
You know what? That's interesting because I'm the exact opposite. I have to watch a
Really?
show when I mod. I don't know what it is. I have to watch it. Like I've tried podcasts. Podcasts are good. They like it's interesting,
Your
but
mic seems a
there's
little low if you
oh, is it
moved in or
okay?
something.
For sure, yeah. Is that any better?
Whoa, that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, now you're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay. Thank you for all the people who were like messaging me saying that, which no one was. I'm just making a joke. We're trying to make some. I'm trying to just make everyone confused.
Good joke.
Um.
Good joke. It wasn't, but
Wow, I didn't know I was coming here to be attacked. I
you
would have
did
been
though.
prepared.
You did though.
I kind of did. As soon as the first question was, okay, what is your height? Um, but anyway, like I gotta watch a show. Like I've tried podcasts, which they're good, but there's just something about a show that like when I can zone in and just go off.
So are you like flipping back and forth to watching the screen?
You know, it's so I have this glass desk, and that's basically where I do everything,
Mm-hmm.
school and modding and everything.
So do you put it
And
underneath?
no, 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 no. I actually
Oh, that'd be
have
huge.
that'd be cool, I know, but like but the light, it'd be so it'd like hurt your eyes while you're like trying to
Maybe.
mod.
Right. Right.
But I actually have like with my laptop is just like maybe 1 inch of space, and I use that space to mod. So I'll lay out the guns or the brick arms in a line, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
just go to town on each and every one, sort of like a like Ford's assembly line.
That's
And that's
interesting that you
basically how I
assembly
do it.
line that too. I've kind of noticed it
Yeah.
just in the way like you'll send me things like photos. Like I can
Yeah,
tell you
yeah.
just like bang out like a bunch at once. Where
Yeah.
mine's like super sporadic and everything's just everywhere, and it's like, oh, I guess
Yeah.
I'll work on this one right now, and then it gets thrown
Right.
aside until next month. Like,
Yeah, dude, that's me. I've got this. I think I sent it to you, the Tech 9 mod. Like it's just
yeah.
it's been sitting here, and like I have the gun, I just need the fig, and that's the thing too. Who everyone's modding, if you're showing off a brick arm mod, your fig matters too. Like it a fig really helps puts the whole ambiance together. Like, there's a lot of people who, and that's a gripe. I'm just gonna go back to griping because that's easy. Um there's a lot of people in this community that think having six different third party parts on one figure makes it a good figure, but I actually think otherwise. I think the best combo is having Lego sponsored items, or well, items that Lego themselves make, mixed in with third party. I
Hmm.
think I think third party should be an enhancement, not really. I feel like people can use it as a crutch too much, is just using third party items, because if you limit yourself with your usage of third party items, your Lego usage along with your painting skills, I feel, go up noticeably. Like
Yeah.
I personally try to limit myself now from what I used to have. Instead of compiling three different CB parts, I'll try maybe, like, let's say two or three, a head and like a pair of pants, and
Hmm.
I'll just incorporate Lego into everything else. And I feel like that really helps the ability to make figures because it provides a good challenge.
Yeah. It definitely works for your style, and it's a great take on like incorporating the different elements, and that I totally agree that the third party stuff could be a crutch, but it's not a sure fix for every like style of
Yeah, exactly.
like
If you're a
genre.
C,
Genre
yeah,
is the word I'm looking for. It's not a sure fix for
exactly.
every genre to try and integrate Lego parts, but certainly there's some legs out there and heads or torsos, no matter what genre you're working in, that you could incorporate.
Exactly. And like, if you're a CB collector, obviously have six different CB parts on a figure because that's what you're going for. But like in more general terms, if you're trying to make like a military figure, just try it. Try using some normal Lego parts and see the outcomes you can get. You might not get 100% accuracy, but then again, when you're making a figure in a mod, you kind of want your own twist on it as well.
True. Yeah, it'd be boring if everyone was going for 100% accuracy, because then everything would be a
Yeah.
carbon copy.
Exactly. And like I gotta appreciate the people who can pull off accuracy, like 100% accuracy.
Totally, totally.
Like it is hard. Like I'm sure there's people like, oh dude, no way, that's difficult. But like you'd be surprised. It is a challenge trying to get 100% accuracy with all this Lego stuff.
Yeah, especially working on guns or vests and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude.
And
Oh
if you
my
get to
god.
like consider painting, it's
All
even.
my oh my god, painting, dude. I've been painting for almost a year now, and I still can't get it right.
Hmm,
It's
it's a
just
struggle.
it is really a struggle, but the appreciation of just items that you gain when you do this stuff, like you'll be surprised.
Totally.
So all my new people out there, get get to modding. Just get to painting. It's really fun. Painting is definitely one of the funnest things you can do in this subsection of modding.
Yeah, getting in more into it over the past year, it's like half the guns I make now. I just want a cool paint job. I don't even want to actually modify the plastic parts to it. I'm just
Yeah, and
like, I just want to paint. That's it.
and I'm gonna give a little insider secret to all of those people who may be a little like self-conscious of their painting, even their cuts. Because trust me, I that's a gripe I have. A gripe I have about modding is I'm always afraid that my cuts might not be good. But you bust out a little bit of that black paint, baby, and the problem goes away. You have a little bit of ABS dust you can't get off that little groove, especially for my M27 people. You get a little bit of black paint, and man, oh man, you've got yourself a premium rail right there.
In welding, there's a saying all my friends and whatnot say is a grinder and paint makes a welder what he ain't. And that's literally just the same thing for Lego. Just slap some paint on it, it'll fix up.
Exactly. It's literally
Oh,
like
you screwed up that part? Oh, it's an APOC fig now.
oh man, to put some e-tape over the cut, you're good to go. It's a bandage.
Oh my god. Oh no. The E-tape is the most classic one.
Dude,
That's the most classic.
it's such a cop, but man, oh man, is it helpful.
It
It's
totally works.
it helps so much. Man, oh man, I'm glad that we both are on the same page of hiding
Totally.
like just poor jobs
No,
on
half
stuff.
half the mods I make, it only looks good from the angle you see it in the photo. I've been lying this whole time.
Exactly. The right side is like so clean, and then the left is just like, bro, what happened?
Yeah. And half the time it only gets screwed up because there's like super glue on my finger, and then I go pick up
Yeah.
the thing, and it's like this
Oh my
perfect mod.
God.
It was so clean, and then that's
Oh,
happened.
tell me
I hate
about
that.
it.
That's
It
happened
gets you so
numerous
upset.
occasions. That exact instance.
Oh
It's
my God, I
terrible.
know exactly what you. It's such a. You literally can hear the choir just like do re mi, just like it's
My
such a.
heart drops, man.
It really, because you work so hard on the mod, and then just that one little bit of
Just
super glue,
carelessness.
and then again,
A
there we
momentary
go,
lapse of judgment.
bust out the black tape, and then make the pain go away.
The worst
Oh
part is
man,
you
oh
can't
man.
even cover up the glue. Like you
Oh,
try and scrape it off, you sand it off, nothing
dude.
works.
Oh, it's just, oh man, you try to ignore it. You're like, oh, maybe if I just don't look there, I won't
Maybe
notice
if
it.
I just don't look.
And then like, cause that's the thing with me and cuts, like for mods. I don't know why, but like I'll send stuff into the group chat, like especially the AK I've been working on recently.
Right, right.
And like all the people are like, yo, Alex, that's like next gen level thinking, and I'm like, that cut, it's obvious, I can see it. And like that's why like I kind of ask in the chats. I'm like, "Yo, can y'all see the cut?" And everyone's like, "Alex, what are you freaking out about?" Like I remember that was the thing about I think the Glock I made, this black and tan Glock. I
Mhm.
kept messaging people and they're like, "Alex, why are you so preoccupied?" I was like, "I can see the cut." And like,
I'm the
oh my
same
God.
exact way. Having people tell me like, "Oh, you make such clean mods," I'm like, "What are you talking about?
Yeah, seriously. Like I
You
feel
don't
like I'm.
see all the issues."
Yeah, I'm like, why are you lying to me? Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Stop stroking my ego. Tell me it's trash.
yeah, I'm like, no, criticize me.
Keep it real with me, chief.
Keep it, yeah, please don't hold back.
Yo, how many times have you had to completely readjust in your mind the way you're gonna pose the figure just because you screwed up
Oh
the
my
mod?
God, dude,
There
you
were some
really,
times I've literally had like I wanted to highlight a specific part on a
yeah,
figure, like on the
yes.
body, and then I had to totally like alter the vest or something to show it on the opposite side because the mod got screwed up.
Bro, the thing I hate so much, you're taking a picture of the fig. It's a bomb pic, and the hair. Just you didn't see it when you were taking the picture.
Oh
You
no.
didn't see it like
For me, it's
you
like a
lit.
particle on the legs or something.
Yes, dude. Like, oh my God, or like a flake on the leg. Like, you could probably cover. I mean, you could put cover up in post, but it just ruins the whole figure.
Yeah, sometimes it's coverable with like post editing,
Exactly.
but there are
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes it's just nope, totally
That's
botched it.
actually a perfect segue. I was about to bring that in. To all the listeners out there, try editing your pictures once in a while.
Even if it's a small thing, even if you're
Even
using
if
like
it's
a
small,
light box or whatever, people who use a light box professionally edit their photos.
the smaller the better, honestly. Like the devil's in the details. Like again, just in my personal opinion, the devil's in the details.
Don't
You
add an
gotta
Instagram filter to it. Don't do it.
don't do that. Like and fellas, like if you're saying, "Oh, I have an iPhone." Bro, I literally do some of my editing on Instagram like editor. Like I'm not kidding. Like The if anyone remembers my MP5 fig, which has the Squidward torso, because I know that was
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
another
yeah, yeah.
big thing. That was actually one of my favorite figures to make because it just works so well. That figure was basically edited on Instagram story, just adding touch ups, and like you don't realize how helpful that is until after you started like using it, and you're like, yo, this is a whole vibe.
Hmm.
So to all my people out there, just try it. Give it a little whoopsie daisy, give it a little spinaroo, and you'll see. Like editing is where it's at.
It's almost like addicting for me now to see
Yes.
the come up in a photo. Like I'll
Yeah.
be out there taking the raw shots and I'm like, this one's absolutely terrible, but everything's in focus and right, and I know when I edit it that it'll work out. But like if
Exactly.
you looked at
Yeah.
the raw photo that I took, it's like that's trash.
And
That's
editing
terrible.
really like it's a buildable skill. Like it moves on
Totally.
past Lego.
Totally.
Like when the way I see it, like with Lego, you definitely like people should definitely be using Lego as a bridge for like other hobbies like photography and things like that. Like I see it as one of the most helpful hobbies you can have if you want to learn stuff on the computer.
Yeah, that's
Like
actually a great point.
in terms of editing and
I
things
feel
like
like
that.
you could see it too for a lot of old Flickr heads who like were builders and then they went to like an architecture college.
Yeah,
Not that
like
in
the
any
brick
way,
man.
not that in any way is it helping you in architecture, but like it is sort of. I
It
think maybe
you it's
it's
the
building.
I see it as the exact yeah. I also see it as the imagination as well because I mean
Right.
let's be honest, to be an architect you need imagination. Like you got to be able to design stuff.
Hmm.
So that to really quote an old head, Logan Lego, like he made a couple. He I think one of his most recent projects before he went gone disappeared off the face of the earth. He made a villa. It was a
Yeah.
really
Yeah. 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 I know.
gorgeous.
Yep.
That thing was a piece of art on its own. Like it just
That
this
yeah.
the
That's
fact
probably
that
one
it
of the
was
most
on
beautiful
Lego,
builds I've seen.
it honestly like I'm not a big like I love architecture, but that thing was like wow, that was definitely like one of the coolest things. And if you guys don't know Logan Lego, you're definitely living under a rock. That's no cap. But
That's history.
you've got to like you just go on Flickr if you're new on this community and just know your roots. Just take
Know your
Logan Lego,
history.
Hunter Erickson.
Well,
Just
he's
take a
still
look.
active.
Well, right, but I mean, like, I mean, let's be honest. Hunter's a Flickr old head. Like,
No, absolutely.
I mean, he
He just
really
survived.
exactly. He moved. That's another thing. He really transitioned well into this community. He really did a. I think he's one of the best examples of an old head transitioning to a newer platform.
And like adapting. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he definitely
He's one of the
adapted
biggest
really
on the
well.
platform, like most respected builders.
Yeah, he
He's
really
insane.
like for people who are new to this community and a lot of people who have been in Lego military will always mention Flickr and to some people cuz I mean we might not think it but there's definitely a chance that listeners don't know what Flickr was. Basically Flickr is like Instagram but think of it a lot worse. If you think Instagram's bad now, trust me, the guys who have been in this community a while know what bad is. Like they know what bad is, dog.
And if they tell
Um
you it was good, they have rose tinted glasses. That's for sure.
yeah, exactly. Whoever tells you Flickr was good, I'm sorry to say that's cap. I
Not that
mean,
there wasn't good times on it.
the content that was posted there was phenomenal. It was the platform itself that was
Right.
flawed.
Right. Right. Right.
But anyways, it used to be really hard to get 1,000 followers on Flickr. Like if
Yeah.
you got
You were goaded at 1,000.
yeah, you were like it was a certified hood classic. Like to make a you just to break the seriousness
Damn,
of it
son,
all.
where'd you find
Like
all these followers?
if you if you got 1,000 followers on Flickr, you were hood certified. And like some of the greatest Flickr accounts, Logan Lego, they didn't hit 1,000 followers until almost the end of their time on the and like they hit like it was almost a trend, like the 27 Club. You hit 1,000
Oh my
followers and then you
god.
just got off the platform.
Oh
Like you
no.
just stopped posting after that. Like it was strange, but it's just crazy to see how like 1,000 followers now on Instagram, although it's really awesome. Like I love having 1,000 followers. I can't thank all the people enough for getting me where I am. It almost doesn't hold the same value, and I don't mean that in a negative negative sense. Like it's just being able to post on Flickr just because of how difficult the platform was almost a chore. Like it really felt like a chore to post on Flickr.
Yeah, no, there's a different weight in the followers for sure.
Yeah, it's because with Flickr it was either nature photographer or Lego military community, like or like just Lego community. Like I don't remember any other community on Flickr, but like with Instagram it's a lot easier to
I think
branch out.
the biggest point about Flickr is that people used it just as a storage service for photos.
Yeah,
That's the biggest
exactly.
point. Instagram is a social media platform. Flickr,
Exactly.
people would dump hundreds and hundreds of photos on their account at one moment just to have them for storage. And we were using it as a social media platform to
Exactly.
foster a whole community.
I mean, man, oh man, you could look at a post. I remember like a military account posts on Flickr with like almost 30 pictures at like certain points. Like it would be 30 pictures in one album of a guy's Stalingrad mock or Italy
Yeah,
mock, and
yeah,
like it was crazy. Like you could almost spend a whole day looking at the stuff they had posted just on that one scene.
yeah.
And like just now on Instagram, it's you post 3 pictures and you think, oh man, I'm overdoing it.
Nobody's going to go to the third slide.
Exactly, like no one goes to the third slide, but like then, man, oh man, you used to get comments and like you'd have to scroll for like almost 5 minutes just to find it.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, we sound like boomers. Like you
Oh,
want to come to
absolutely.
you want to go to Denny's later, get a senior citizen discount? Like man, oh man, like I
I
feel like
get
a
an
dinosaur.
AARP discount with it.
Just go to AARP, be like, I remember in my day when Flickr was Flickr.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Dude, oh man.
Wow.
Oh.
We've been at it for a while. I don't know how much things are going to get cut, but we've been here for a minute, so we can move
We-
on to our
w-
final segment here with
Okay,
Copper
perfect,
Drop.
perfect. Oh, my favorite.
Um,
Man, there's so much we haven't talked about.
I
I almost
know
I almost want to come back and just talk about some
we
stuff.
absolutely
Like
will.
we gotta talk about drama like that happened in the community. Like just like remember, you gotta think about it. There used to be drama in Flickr that was like literal gang warfare. Like it was
We're
nothing like
talking
today.
like months on the
Yeah, like
same thread.
I'm gonna just put it out there right now. If you think that MJ Louder and PA Project Azazel beef is bad, like the stuff on Flickr was almost the same. Like
Wild.
I'm gonna be
Worse.
honest. I think the PA, because both of them, Project Azazel and oh my
MJ.
god, why am I blinking? MJ, thank you. And they're both Flickr OGs. Like they were legends on that platform, both of
Right.
them. So to see them duking it out on
It's
this
tough to call
platform,
PA a legend, but yeah, you're right.
right, but I mean, like
You got to give
I,
him the respect he's due.
I heard this. I heard this thing on. I don't see like. I'm gonna be honest. Although they both following me, and I'm probably gonna get blocked and harassed. I think the beef is kind of ridiculous because in
I don't even
general,
know their beef.
it's
I
something
just
about
know PA
stealing
has.
designs on tank.
Yeah, I
It's
actually that's all I guessed because I knew they both made
it's
tanks.
it's some. I personally, my opinion, I think PA is overreacting just based off of like if you see what's happening, it really feels like I can see why he's very defensive about his stuff because he does make a lot of good stuff, but it almost feels like too much at a lot of the times.
Yeah, I
But
mean, when isn't PA overreacting? So
exactly, and like it feels very one-sided while MJ is just defending himself. And I mean, it's probably going to get me hate, and you know what? At the end of the day, that doesn't concern me. That's just an observation I'm making. I'm not taking sides, although I kind of am. But I'm like, I'm trying to play like be in the middle, because I don't want any of that. Like that's some crazy stuff.
yeah, I literally know neither of them. So
But to see two previous Flickr legends fighting, or one of them attacking, the other one defending on Instagram, it's kind of like seeing Godzilla versus like some other like creature, Like it's just, it's such a weird thing to see. But and this is gonna be my final point because I'm probably taking up too much of your time. But
no.
I feel like you feel the same way I do what I'm about to bring up. But I almost feel like the argument of who did what first currently isn't really there anymore, just based off of how much content is coming out from everyone. I feel like the general argument of I made this first is so hard to track now, it's almost not worth finding it.
Yeah, it's really hard to track, but I think there's just too many. We've been around too long, and there's just too
Yeah,
many examples of people literally just having the same idea at similar times
exactly.
and not being aware of the other person. So it's so rough to just call that a copy. Um,
Guys, let's be honest here.
and
Coincidences happen.
it's not even that big of a deal.
It really
Um,
isn't. Like,
the what do you expect? Just that you would get a credit in the comments, like, "Oh, this inspired me." Okay,
Exactly.
and I'm totally for people doing that, just so because it is like the respectful thing to do. Like, thank them for inspiring you. That's awesome.
Exactly. And I think that's another thing that a lot of people are kind of missing, like, don't really understand is there's a difference between a coincidence and like actually basing it off of someone. Like, I know that sounds weird because I just said like coincidences happen and like we're at the point where it happens so much, but I personally I think if you see that specific mod in someone else's account and you think in your head, oh hey, I want to do that, like you look and you say I want to do that or I want to make something like that, that should justify a tagging. But if let's say you see a real steal or like a real life picture of a gun or a vest and you're looking at that reference pic and you say I want to do that and make it, that I can see as a bigger argument for coincidence over like stealing. And that's the thing, it's hard to track. That's another issue. It's really hard to see what is inspiration and what is like a coincidence.
Yeah. Overall, it's just not worth arguing over
It
about.
it's don't fight about it. And this is coming from someone who used to like just
Fight about it.
used to just be so uptight about this stuff. It's not worth it. Like guys, come on, just help each other out. Like it sounds, I'm not trying to be like a tree hugger or anything, but like it benefits everyone when everyone works together. And I'm not a communist, so don't start putting
Whoa,
that
whoa,
on me.
whoa.
But like just think about how you would feel if you ask someone a question and they're like, "No, I'm not going to help you because like I see you as a competition." I mean, we're all just trying to like share just, "Hey, I saw this gun on the internet and I think it'd be cool in Lego form." Like, we're not making money off this. This isn't like a sport. Like
Yeah,
we're all just trying to have a good time, so we might as well just help each other have a good time together.
absolutely. And I think for the most part, people are on that wavelength.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest like positive thing I have from Flickr to Instagram is that the Instagram community just as a whole seems to be more willing to work together.
Yeah, it's way more approachable.
It is. It's way more approachable. Like a
Yeah.
lot of people want to help each other
Because, like,
out.
if you DM'd somebody on Flickr, like, it was so restrictive in trying to be able to talk to them that you were lucky if you got a single response in,
I
like, the whole
swear, dude.
correspondence. But it being just, like, texting in DMs, like, it leads to, a
Bro,
lot easier conversations.
remember trying to do trade deals on Flickr?
Oh, my
Oh, a
lord.
nightmare. If anyone doesn't know, so basically
It was
you
like
send
checking an email.
Literally, exactly. I was about to
Yeah,
say you were literally writing emails to each other. So
yeah,
if one of you forgot or just one of you got like logged out of your Flickr, it was over. Like you had to be so patient on Flickr just because like so many people would just wouldn't check or like
yeah.
didn't see the message. It was so
Yeah, and you couldn't
frustrating.
check it on the mobile app either. You
That
have
was
to be on the
such. Oh
PC
my
version.
god.
You couldn't even check
Yes.
it in the mobile Safari.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was such a like seriously, as much as you guys like to complain about like Instagram and stuff, Flickr was so much worse. Like there's a reason why there's a huge influence on Instagram, but there's a huge presence of like Instagram over any other social media.
right. Yeah, it's really the best place to house it.
At least for the time being.
Yeah,
But
until something better comes along.
exactly.
All right. Well, back to the copper drop segment.
Enough dilly dallying. Let's get to what I want to buy. What should I consume as an American?
the
Oh, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up because I'm working
Oh,
on
yeah,
a
yeah,
little
yeah. It's
something
on
something.
Instagram. I had sent him previously all the things just so we're all on the same page here.
He only sent
And
me
they
three
will
things, by
be.
the way.
Yeah, it's a short one because I knew we would run over on time of what is like the traditional episode length, and
Yeah.
I was right. So it's okay. You'll definitely be back on again, and we could continue ranting.
I hope to
This
be. This is
was
probably the most fun I've had in
again.
a long time.
I don't care if anyone likes it. This was a blast for me to do. So
It's good to talk back to my old buddy. You think that living under his basement, you'd talk to him more, but he actually is more like a throws you in the basement, get my stuff done, and just closes the door.
right,
So
I have a loudspeaker that's
yeah,
and
he
it's like
doesn't
an
even come
intercom
in.
system. I don't actually have to go down in the basement.
Speaking of Billy the Kraken, he's getting a little like violent with everyone.
Right,
We've already
that's
lost.
I've already told you that's your
He's
problem.
He's currently choking out the editor, so I'm gonna let you come in with that net thing you have. But he's getting feisty down here. He's getting territorial.
I don't remember when I asked. Back to the copper drop segment.
Please, someone free me! Help! 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 This is all scripted. Help! Please, please save me. No.
Oh, I'm so sorry for everyone who just got ear raped. Oh wow.
Please help. Anyway, to the cop that drop. This is a joke, honestly. Like whoever is watching over this, it's a governmental agency. This is a joke. I do not actually live in his basement. I chose to live here, so
It was
this is a
consensual at
this is
least.
consensual. So
It's not
please
fake. It's just consensual. It's not
please don't
forced.
rate it. Yeah, exactly. I could leave at any time. Anyway,
Uh, anyways,
pretending like we're not on a watch list.
copper copper drop. I'm gonna go through just list a few short
Perfect.
items that have been being
Absolutely.
released in the community, and you tell me if you like them. If you like them, you cop them. If you don't, you drop them.
Right,
First
right.
up, it was just posted today. Actually, is the Kara sniper rifle from Brick Arms from the Mandalorian series. I'm assuming. What's your thoughts on it?
You know what? It is a very interesting piece. However, I don't know how other way to put it. It's a hunk of plastic. I feel like looking at it, I'm looking at a Mega Bloks gun. It really
Yeah,
looks like a Mega Bloks gun.
I was gonna make the same
Um,
comparison, especially with the trigger and the way
yeah,
the barrels are so far spaced apart.
and the grip, like the grip looks like it's prime for a
Mm,
Mega Block character. Like it just there's something about it just screams Mega Block. I understand that that's what he's seeing based off of the Star Wars post. Star Wars does its own thing.
yeah,
That's my personal opinion. The wrap, I don't know if he's selling it like that. If he is, it is a nice touch. It could push me over
I think
into
he's just
cop
a Mata.
territory. Just a Mata, yeah. I think he is a Mata, definitely. Considering, again, if you're an OG, you remember you had to mod your own brick arms before you could buy you could just buy the protos. So lots of glue and cut fingers from that era. You know what? I'm gonna be completely honest. Although I love brick arms, I love everything about them. I feel like this one is leaning more towards a drop, considering one, a lot of the pieces in it, once you start cutting it up, not very useful. The stock, it does actually look promising. It is a
The stock
promising stock.
reminds me of something, but I can't pin where it's from.
You
But
know what? I'm gonna say it just so someone has the idea. G36 stock. I think that
yep,
would be
that's it.
perfect.
That is it.
I
That
think
is
that is
it.
a perfect G36 stock. However, for the price point, I'd say just trade it. Just trade with someone for it. The scope could be a nice
The
replacement
scope
to
could
the
be for
Barrett.
something, but it's big.
It is big, so that's why I think it'd be
But it has a
better for the
place
Barrett. It
somewhere.
does. It does. The stock and the scope have a place.
I'm trying to figure out something with the barrels. There's got to be
But
something out there, but
I mean, there's something. It looks like it could be something.
everything could be
It looks
modded.
promising. Exactly. You can mod anything. I really am towards the middle, but I'm gonna have to say more of a drop. Just there's a lot of promising stuff, but it's the way it looks. It's just not vibing with me.
The thing on the side was really interesting because when I first saw it, I thought it was like a pack box.
Ooh, you know what? Yeah,
But
but
there's no
that
way to really
cutting
cut it.
looks exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, you
it's
really have to like cut up left and then at that weird angle. It
it
could
would.
be done, but it's difficult.
Yeah, I don't even know
Especially
if you could really get in the groove,
get hollowing it out to fit it actually on a separate brick arm. The
no,
investment just doesn't seem like
and
it's
it
worth
doesn't
it.
even look like it.
Yeah, like it. I mean, unless you want for like a gun that looks like it's been cut with a lightsaber and it hit the peg box, I'm gonna have to say this is a drop. Although there are some good pieces within it, it's a lot to like mod.
Agreed. Next up, these aren't a complete product yet, but Citizen Brick has been teasing. I don't know if it's going to be a limited edition run, but it's a handmade run of posters with a screen printing process, which is pretty interesting. Again, no final
Exactly. Yeah.
product out there, but looks promising. I'm definitely
Actually, hold up.
going to be
I'm
interested.
gonna interject here. What's your opinion of the copper drop of Kara's sniper? I want to
Oh,
get
I
your
agreed with
opinion
you.
on it. Agreed. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
definitely a drop for me. I'm
And
more far leaning on the drop side.
yeah, I'm more in the middle. I want it to be known. I do like it. I think there's good parts, but I feel like just the price and the
I think it
design
might
doesn't vibe enough.
suffer from the same thing the foul does. We're just going to look
It
super big.
exactly. It just looks too big.
That's not to knock the
Anyways,
design though, because it like does look like the gun, but
it is a good
it's just
design.
how it is.
It's just the size, the proportions of it really. Hopefully the stock, which is what I'm kind of afraid of now that you mentioned that it's oversized. It might be oversized for a G36 mod, but who
I mean, the
knows?
G36
We'll
is a
find.
little big. Yeah, it could work.
True, true. It could work. It could work. It'll take some modding, but I think you could get a good G36 with that.
Anyway, so yeah, Citizen Brick posters. Thoughts?
Uh, I like the color. I think it's really cool that he's doing something handmade.
Well, there's more colors to be put on. It's just the right red for
Exactly,
now.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's not finished. I'm just for people watching. I'm just speaking off of what we're seeing
Mm-hmm.
currently on. I think the 18th. The 18th. So this is not a finished product. We're just looking at a whip, basically. I think it's really cool that he did it by hand. I think
Yeah.
that's it. It sounds almost pretentious, but it harkens back to when Citizen Brick was literally three people: Ashley, Joe, and Oh my God, I'm
Brian.
forgetting everyone's name. Brian, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It really harkens back to that age almost.
Yeah.
The paper kind of feels like a little mass produced. I would have preferred something on canvas, in my personal opinion, just to get
Whoa.
that.
How
I
classy of you. And
right,
then you could
right,
only go on eBay. There'd only be like five of them
exactly.
for like three
A
grand each.
thousand bucks, yeah.
Oh man, we didn't
You.
even touch on the spring breakers that is up on eBay right now.
Oh my God, yeah, we got to make a whole episode on that. Stop overpricing the stuff you're selling on eBay. It's not cool. You literally are a clown. Like you're not getting $5,000 for your spring breaker set. I hate to break it to you.
But they are though.
No, shut up. Stop scalping stuff that people want. It's not
Stop. How
cool.
about you stop ear raping, please?
No. um. Anyway, I honestly I still want to see the finished product, but overall, I definitely think this one's a cop. Especially considering the logo is 2010 to 2020, a decade of awesomeness.
Yeah,
Just for that,
a
that's
memorial
pretty
piece.
copable. It really is, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of brings back to the passion thing too, of just following what you're
Yes,
passionate about. Because
exactly,
knowing
yeah.
Joe, this is something that he's wanted to do for a while, and it's just cool to see
Yeah.
him do something he's wanted to do, just like as a
In his
passion thing, and not be like so concerned with. I mean, he doesn't have to be concerned with things selling because they'll absolutely sell out no matter what it is. But
exactly.
yeah, it's cool to see him just follow what he's vibing with.
It's cool to see Joe really branch out. I personally I like seeing merch and I like seeing good merch from these companies.
Mm.
I think merch is really important. So brick badges are awesome. I'm a huge fan of those. And the brick arms crate was cool. I feel like it's a little bit overdone now, but seeing that type of merch, I always vibe with it, and this is definitely something I can see myself copying.
Hell yeah. Last up here, it was a short copper drop segment here, but we got JK Customs Flak Jacket, which we talked extensively about on Fallout Bricks podcast last episode. But what's your thoughts, copper drop?
Oh, definitely a cop. That's no question about it. I mean, also for all the new people, try some of the 3D printed Lego stuff coming out. Like, ABS is great. We all have the memes. ABS dust. It's like nothing else. Which, trust me, it doesn't actually get you high. It actually makes your nose hurt and you have a headache for almost an hour and a half. But I see 3D printing being a new viable option in the community, and I really like where it's going. JK Customs Lego Shop, for people who don't know, it is Star Coxey. You know what? I don't know how to pronounce his name. And
Starconics.
I always that's how I say.
Sean.
Okay, sure, Sean. It's Sean's work as well as YT Neon, right? I think it's their collaboration together.
No, it's Sean and Jackson.
Sean and Jackson, right? I
And
really
then
love their
Valor
work.
Bricks is printing them as of right now.
Really?
Printed
Okay.
prototypes. Yeah.
Okay, I was actually about to mention that if you guys really want a good brand for 3D printed stuff that's in the US, it's kind of a joke made in the USA. All the guys we kind of joke because technically most of the Lego military stuff is in the US, but a lot of the 3D printed stuff we're seeing just community wide is Japan and China. Which, I mean, if you've ordered from Minifig Cat, that's just a toss up. It's really just more of a gamble to see if you're gonna get your stuff or not. Um, but
It's been reliable enough for me.
it has. It's just it's a lot of waiting, and if you're impatient, sort of, I think
I
3D
think
printed,
I think it's a
especially made in the
lower wait
U.S.
time than Tiny Tactical though, and
Oh yeah, but
he's on the
dude,
same continent.
the poor guy, yeah, the poor guy does it by hand. Like, give the man a break. Oh,
He's literally got to smuggle it across the border for us.
seriously, like, poor guy, he just doesn't want to. You gotta love him too. He's like, nah, I ain't gonna pay international rates. I'm just gonna drive
Yeah, I
over
love
the
it. I
Niagara
love it.
Falls Bridge.
Steve is terrific.
He's so funny, and I mean, the man is so generous when it comes to freebies. Like, you gotta
Totally,
appreciate that.
totally.
But back to the vest. It's definitely a cop. Not only because it's an ingenuitive piece that I really like, and I actually have my own flak vest mod that I've done. Just scroll back a little bit. I really like it. It looks really crisp and clean. It really does look well done. Like, you can tell they put hours into the work.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice voice crack. Anyways, but you look at some of their other stuff on their page, which I can't recommend, like their grenade vest. I know it's not the one. It's great. Like, I'm really proud of the boys for what they're doing. They're really knocking it out of the park. And I know I'm going on a tangent, but I think it's important in this community to support your friends. And I consider, Peyton and Jackson, right? Oh my God, I know.
Bro.
I'm sorry. And
Oh
like,
no.
but at the end of the day, look, I'm horrible at names. You knew this, bro. Like, everyone knows I'm really bad with the names and faces, but I really do consider them to be my friends. They're two of the realest people I know. They're so hardworking with their content and stuff that I really think and as a general rule, it's important to support your homies when it comes to this stuff. So I'm probably gonna get like 4 or 5 just to make a whole helicopter crew.
Peyton and Jackson.
Leave me alone. They know. I'm sorry, boys, but you know what? This is what you get for calling me short. Maybe I'd memorize your name if I was
Ooh.
Mr. Shorty.
Oof. Fired back.
You know what? Like, don't even get mad. I'm not. I'm not apologizing. I mean, I am, but like,
You're not
I
even
don't
wrong
feel
with that
bad.
one, actually.
I don't have a problem. Yeah, I told you about the short memes,
Oh,
but
man.
that's yeah. I definitely they're hardworking dudes, and I want to support them every step of the way.
Totally. I'd love to keep going. I'm almost considering we'll just keep on going and make this like a part 1, part 2, but it's really late for me.
You know, what, I feel
So,
bad. It's already like what 11 or 12 for you.
no, it's 1.
Oh, you know what? Hey, I mean, 2 more hours is gonna be prime time for modding.
I
You might as
know.
well
It's
just keep
perfectly
going.
fine. It's not like I'm actually going to bed, but
Yeah.
I'm
No, definitely. We
exhausted.
don't want to overload the. Yeah, we don't want to overload the viewers.
We'll come
Like you say,
back,
you're tired.
new topics, more energy. It'll be a great time.
More
More
ABS.
more AB. I was just gonna say it. Oh man, but
But
seriously, terrific
I want to
having
give
you.
a
Any
big
last
thank you to
words?
Billy. I want to thank you for this opportunity.
Of course.
I already praised you enough for all the work you've been doing. Billy's really a machine when it comes to this stuff. Like he's always got a new idea about the community. So guys, just it sounds corny, but like he really has a plan, which is awesome to see. I can't thank you enough for the podcast. I had fun talking with you.
Yeah.
We actually haven't talked voice to voice in a
For a
long while,
while.
so
Yeah.
it really does feel like the old days of just conventions. And, I was about to say it because it skipped my mind, but um I kind of want to end it here, but like since you were talking about chess, I was thinking in my head, I'm like, yeah, forget about the modding session in the bathroom of BFVA. Now we doing chess.
We're doing chess.
We're doing a chess
1v1
tournament in
me
the
chess
bathroom.
in the Chantilly parking lot.
In the Chantilly, yeah. But again, for people who don't know, it's kind of a joke in the military community, and especially the modding community, that the bathroom of BFVA is like where everyone just settles their beef. It's like the rust of like
Bro,
BFVA.
that in the parking lot and the
And the
bounce house.
parking lot,
There's a
and the
couple
bounce
spots,
house.
honestly.
But they took it down. That's for another
That
topic.
was.
That's
Oh
we're
my god!
gonna
And
get.
there's no way in hell it's gonna be back with
Oh
COVID.
no! I was
Ugh.
there. I saw it, bro. Like I literally
Should
saw
we
it
bring our
happen.
own
And
bounce house? I think we could.
dude,
I think everyone
we
would
could
pool
set it
money.
up in the
Honestly,
we could set up in the parking lot,
that'd be lit.
dude. And we can charge people so we have money in the
Yo, we can
convention.
make it back. We can make
We
back the
could.
money.
What, people in the comments of Billy's post when he puts all like the reference pictures, which is gonna make no sense. Comment if you want us to rent out a bounce house, and we'll see what we can do.
Oh my god.
We will have to charge, but just we'll see what we can do.
That there's nothing more to say. We gotta just end it
That's
there.
that's just the segment into part 2. If you want to know what happened in the bounce house and why it got taken down and why we're bringing it
Yo.
back, you have to tune into the next episode.
Yes, sir. And with that said, thank you for listening to this episode of Bricks and Banter. As I'm recording this segment, I just wrapped up about 5.5 hours of editing the podcast. So, unlike all the previous episodes where I just gave you the raw, uncut conversation, this one I've gone in and trimmed things up to give you an overall more polished conversation. And I think these improvements will really show in the final product and how it all flows together. If you've listened this far, I'd really appreciate it if you followed or liked or gave the podcast a review wherever you are currently streaming it. If you don't want to do either of these things, just share it with a friend. Let them know how much you're enjoying the podcast, and maybe they will too. Lastly here, I just want to bring up the Patreon page. I know it was brought up briefly in the conversation here with Alec, so I'll keep it brief. This podcast cost me around $15 a month to keep available on all streaming platforms. Paying this fee is what I signed up for when creating the podcast, but if you were looking for a way to go above and beyond in support of the podcast, Patreon would be it. There are tiers to back this podcast for no more than $1 a month, but that support would be huge in keeping this podcast afloat. There will be a link available in my Instagram bio to the Patreon page. As always, thank you for the support, and I will see you next week.